Hey guys, welcome. Michael here. This is my first tutorial. I was going to do a big intro video and blah blah, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to jump right in. This first video will be a hair longer because this is also the intro video. I have been on Logic for close to 20 years. I started out on eMagic when it was eMagic 4 point whatever, and I've been on it ever since. I'm It's only a $200 program, and what you get for $200 is, in my opinion, the biggest value in the music software business. Yes, the computers are a mite overpriced, but I'm not going to go into that here. I've been using Logic for a long time. I've probably watched thousands of hours of tutorial videos. So what my goal is and what I've decided to do that I've been wanting to do for a long time is try to fill in the gaps of some of the videos that I feel like there were missed opportunity to go over things that I feel like were important that I picked up, in little bits and pieces of all the hours of videos that I've watched. Um, I think that this first one is really, really important. It was probably the biggest one that made a difference on the fidelity of my mixes and my production, which is gain staging. Uh, and as you see right now, I'm not properly gain staged on my vocal input. Ha. Um, but I digress. Let's move forward here, get this going. I chose a preset, and Logic Pro X is better than Logic Pro 9, I think, in that they've perhaps paid a little more attention to gain staging in their presets, because it used to be, God, it seemed like there was clipping, and the focus of this is going to be between the plugins. There was so much clipping in the Logic Pro 9 presets, and of course, gain staging and clipping is incumbent upon input level, and that matters. But I always found that, yeah, that was the case. Is a lot of times there was clipping between the plugins, and this seismic kit, it's not clipping, but man, it's close. So I chose it. I went through a few of the electronic kits that I thought sounded okay. Um, I if I started to insert level meters to see what was going on already, and I want you to take a look at this. Right now I'm just going to play the drum kit, and then I put like two other parts to demonstrate the rest of the video. Okay, so you see right now, and this was the stock channel strip. This was the preset channel strip. I just put a few level meters here, which if you go down into metering, hold there, and there it is the level meter. Okay, so I'm already at 6.5, and the way the signal flows is from top to bottom. Just think like a waterfall, and you'll be fine. Then from there, after the overdrive, and this is notorious here. This was actually at 0. I did add 3 dBs to make a point when I was going through this earlier. Okay, so this is after the overdrive plugin. When you open the preset, it's at 0, okay? But as soon as you add 3 dBs of drive, we're within 2 decibels of clipping. So if we go down to the end of the channel strip, let's reset this. We'll flatten it. Call default. So another level plug-in at the end. And let's say we want to bring down 100. Let's chase. I've got the analyzer on, and you can see here we have a heavy peak around 40-ish, 44. I'm going to bring that down. And this is what we've got after the meter. Okay, and what's going to happen, let's say we want to bring a little more crack on the snare. And we wanted more crack on the snare, so we're going to pull back on that. Heck, let's go up. Make this a real like 808 heavy track. Okay, I'm not a fan of the multipressor, so let's get rid of that, see what happens. We're getting loud now, and we're within 0.3 dBs. Okay, so let's say after we want to put a compressor. Now, we opened a compressor, what do we see? We're clipping on the output here. Okay, so what I'm demonstrating here is that, as I said, water falls over the cliff and it hits you at the bottom. And that is the essence of how this works. See all the clipping I'm doing? Now, let me demonstrate my case further. This is just a quick little bass line and then like a little synth string line that I put in. Everything is at 0, which is how you open up, which is how a Logic session opens up, unless you use templates. And templates might be a later video, but right now, this is what Logic gives you. Okay, so we're clipping here, so what we can do is I'm going to drag across the channel strips, and I'm going to instantiate a, thank you for that word, Music Tech Help Guy. He's a really good one. Music Tech Help Guy. Originally, most of my Logic videos came from SF Logic Ninja. There's also another really good one on the way, or that's kind of moving up the ranks. Why Logic Pro Rules. He's really good. And a lot of its concepts that you know, I'm familiar with. It's just that I like to see their workflow and perhaps take a chance to fill in some gaps. And there is one thing, every once in a while you'll hear some things that aren't entirely correct, and those are the things that I want to capitalize on a little bit in my video. I'm not going to try to troll these guys. I love all of my, you know, the fellow Logic Pro tutorial, you know, instructors. They are really good. The game is really high over, you know, with Music Tech Help Guy, Why Logic Pro Rules. I think Musician on a Mission is getting better. But like I said, every once in a while I'll hear some things that aren't entirely true, or like maybe Logic hasn't come up with an easy way of doing it. And then there's a workaround that I've figured out over the years that I'll share with you if you stick with my videos and you watch my series. So that's my plug. Now back to regular programming. Okay, so we're definitely clipping on the drum kit. So I'm going to instantiate a gain plugin on all of the channels at the end of the channel strip. Okay? Now, it used to be that if you had all of them highlighted, if they all had a gain plugin, that when you pulled it down, they would all come down. But I found that I don't think that's the case anymore. Maybe I'm missing something, but I'm going to pull all of them down. And this is going to get us our headroom back. Now again, you could have this set up in a template already. You could put a gain plug-in at the end of all your templates. You could start out with, a drum track, bass, strings. You could have this set up in a template already. And I'll show you, I'll go in and do that with you later and show you how to do that. Sorry about that. Fighting a cold. Okay, so there we've got some of our headroom back. And we're still, on the output meter, we're doing okay. We're doing much better now. But if I were to add more, add vocals, so on and so forth, this master bus here is going to keep building up. And what you can do is you can put a gain plug in as well at the beginning of the master bus. So say like I used to use, I'm going to stick to Logic plugins. I don't use it very much. So we're going to go to Dynamics. We'll go to the limiter, adaptive limiter. This is going to add a little bit of latency, but we'll use it because it's a look ahead limiter. So let's see what this gives us. So the point here is that you control how hard you're hitting your master bus plugins. And we're going to open all three here so that you can see what's going on. There's a lot to keep track here, and developing a system is advantageous. Okay, that's the level, and here is the input. Okay, so we've got the whole track running, and what I can do is I can control how hard I'm hitting the limiter over here. Now what I would do in this situation, and I would probably give myself some gain back on, there's an echo from the adaptive limiter. I can't handle it. There. These gain plugins, I pulled them back 8 dB. So what I would do in this situation, I would say give myself back maybe 3 dB or roughly so with each gain plugin. Then I'm going to hit the adaptive limiter just a little bit. You want to tap it. Again, this is, compression is a different subject, but suffice it to say, on a master bus, you really don't want to be uh, you don't want to be hitting with any more than about uh, 3 decibels. A gain reduction is about as far as I like to go, and 2 to 2.5 is good. There's a whole debate about the loudness war. That's a subject that you can go on for about hours. I think there's books written about loudness in modern music production now. Um, and so, but the again, the point of this video was I really wanted to focus on between the plugins because I feel like that's been glossed over a lot. And then the gain plugin gives you a tool, uh, and the level meter is how you check your gain staging. This is so important, and it's been so it's offered such an improvement in my mixes that I I'm really excited to share this with you because this was after years. I didn't understand why it was like, okay, I'm not clipping in the meter down here, but it just the fidelity's not there. And the reason is because once I was like, I had the aha moment, and I can't remember what version it is, to be honest, but there wasn't always this level plugin if you go way back in versions of Logic. Um, and once they came out with it, and I started using it between the plugins and saw how much clipping could occur after something like an overdrive or a saturation plugin and a compressor, it was like, oh my God, there's so much clipping here. I'm losing so many ones and zeros. And the improvement was just immense. So that's all I got for you. I'm going to wrap this first one up. I hope you watch my series because I'm really excited. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I'm grabbing the bowl here. So you guys, I'll catch you in the next one, and we'll talk to you soon.